questions for Coach.
Coach, I was going to say you have
Hi.
a pretty resilient group. What are some habits you're trying to see out of the last two home games before the Olympic break?
Just that competitive spirit, right? I mean, I'm so glad to be home. We were looking at our schedule. Our last 17 out of 25 has been away from here. That's a lot, especially in our situation. But just that competitive spirit, a win to build off of when we come back. We're going to leave, reset, come back, hopefully get everyone back at that point, and make a really big push in that second half.
Speaking of that, does anything change during the last two practices to have a strong finish with the last two games?
Like, what do you mean? Like, what changes?
Like,
Just maybe bodies back, or
just like bodies back, or like any different in practice, just to.
yeah, no, we'll still get up and get after it. I mean, that's they'll take a day off tomorrow, and then we're right back getting prepared for Indiana.
I'm sure you got asked about it after the game on Wednesday, but Arike, 13 assists, 0 turnovers.
Oh, man.
What were you seeing from her in that game specifically, and then what have you seen from her on the playmaking front this season?
Well, I think with her, anytime you have a player like Arike, when she sets her mind to something, she usually accomplishes it. We talked about yesterday, she had kind of like that, Mamba mentality. That's what she has, and one of the things that we talked about last season was her assists, getting them up. And you're right, she still did an incredible job our last game with sharing the basketball. But also she wanted to be better defensively, and so now she's top 2 in the league in steals. And so I think in the second half, coming back, I think she'll even take it to another level, trying to get our team to the playoffs.
And you've talked about competitive spirit in a lot of these press conferences.
I have.
Just go a little bit deeper. What does that mean for you and your team? How have you built this team's identity around that?
I think for us, we always talk about, have fun, play together, but more importantly, play to win. And that's that approach of setting the table, of coming in and knowing and believing that you can win every game, even though we're in a tough situation. We want to see that success in practice, those little things. And so hopefully more that we see us being successful, that will carry over to a game. I mean, this is our job, and so I've just been really proud of them. And, when you come into practice, like, man, they just fight. And that's, as a coach, you want to hear that and you want to see that as well.
Question from Dorothy. What is the message to the team this week?
To win, just to have fun, play together, as I mentioned earlier, stay connected. And, it goes back to our theme for this season, stand on it. If you're going to, lead the team in rebounding, stand on it. If you're going to, get defensive stops, stand on it. And so that's the mentality that we need this week going into Olympic break.
Could you critique Dearica Hamby's game?
Oh, I coached her in San Antonio. Really like Dearica. I mean, she is playing extremely well. She is one player that has extended her, game to the 3, shooting over 40%. One of the best rim runners in the league. I mean, she just brings that X factor, that energy, hard to guard, a lot of times. And she's... I'm just proud of her, and I'm glad she's at a place where she's happy.
Do you feel like you have to shut her down in order to get the win tonight, or?
I think sure. Yeah, I think she's especially with one of their post players that usually comes off the bench that has had good games against us. I know that she has left for China, for the Olympics, and so I think she's going to be that. I mean, she's averaging 19 points. Dearica is, and so we've got to. They have a lot of other players that have really stepped up, of course. And Jackson being one of them, McDonald being another. But yeah, I think she's that nucleus of the team that makes the engine run.
Ari, go ahead.
Hi, Coach.
Hi. Yeah, JC's been great. She really has. I mean, she has been, we always like to say, thrown to the fire, really early. But I love her. I mean, she has the best attitude. A couple of games ago, she knocked down 5 threes, has struggled just a little bit, kind of experiencing some nagging pains and injuries right now, but she's that defensive fireball for us. She can pick up, 94 feet, and that's what we want and what we have needed. And let's just talk about her attitude and just being a teammate. She's such a good person and always has a smile on her face. So I've been really proud of JC. I'm surprised you didn't ask about her sister. I think her sister Emmy is more famous than JC. We always joke about that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Jordan, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. How are you doing?
Hi, Jordan. How are you?
I'm all right.
Good.
Asked about the confidence the team has. So obviously, you dealt with your injuries to your players this season, and your record show a different story. But we know the team is starting out. Just talk about how everyone stays confident and everything despite everything that's happened this season.
Yeah, I think just the belief, right? The players still believing that they can do it. And I do think, too, that it really does help, Jordan, when you see the light at the end of the tunnel that players are coming back, that has made a major impact in our previous season and also the start of our season. And so we just got to hold on. So I think it may be different if we didn't have that to look forward to, but I got to give credit to the players that we have now. I have said this before, but they are getting invaluable minutes, our bench. And so I think that's I don't know how it couldn't strengthen us when we come back from break.
Anything else for Coach?
Just your thoughts. I mean, today is Pride
Yes.
Day / night, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Just what does it mean to have that level of support and that level of recognition?
Well, I
from
think,
the franchise?
Pride Night or any night that we celebrate people, right? I mean, we always talk about love is love and do you. That's one thing about the league that I love is that we can use our platforms to educate. We can use our platforms to support. And so this is a special night for a lot of people. And so just to have that platform, I think is really special, really special.